Hello and welcome to the other half of the Warm Bodies review. We left off where Julie left R in the house, and she just leaves without him. I can understand why she left without him this time because there's not a whole lot of zombies around, so I kind of let it slide. But it was still a mean thing to do because this zombie truly cares about her and she starts to care about him. And yet she just gets up and leaves. What the hell? That's not how you treat people, and that's not how television works. Anyway, like I said, she gets up and leaves him, and she goes back to this fortress, and R meets up with his zombie buddies, and all the zombie buddies are, wanting to help R get back to Julie to tell her that the zombies are changing back to life. That the Bonies, these really creepy zombies, are after them. Anyway, so R asks the rest of the zombies to help him, and the zombies are all like, the zombies are kind of grunting, and R's best friend translates for R, and he goes, "They say, fuck yeah." Like I said, just a great line. I did see that they had to get that PG-13 rating in there. I did see that, Hollywood, but like I said, just a great way to get it. I'm gonna let that one slide. Normally I'd call it out, but just a great line. That was just awesome the way that they did it. So anyway, this zombie, R, goes and meets this girl on the balcony, and it's this classic scene where the girl's on the balcony and the boy's standing below on the front yard, and he's sitting there talking to her. It's got everything but the big boombox over his head playing "This Is Our Love." Just a great scene. It's a zombie version. Like I said, it was just really well done. I really like that. And then it goes to another classic scene where the girl and the boy are sitting at the doorway, and they got this awkward talking going on. The zombie apologizes, and Julie apologizes, and they hug, and this is where Julie starts to realize that R is actually turning back into a human because he's a little bit warmer than she remembered. Anyways, so when they're hugging, I thought about something. Why doesn't when R is with Julie never addresses the smell? Zombies are dead, and therefore should smell like death, right? Shouldn't they smell like death? Shouldn't they just be completely repulsive? You use that little bit of juice that automatically gives you a free pass in Zombieland. Also great movie. Just doesn't that just... I don't get it. Why doesn't he smell? But anyway, I asked about that. Also, another thing I noticed is that there's a whole bunch of cliches from now until the end of the movie, where Julie walks through the house and she's taking R upstairs. No pun intended. And she's like, "Well, my dad's not home. And you're lucky because, otherwise he would, shoot you." And the parents aren't home cliche is the bottom line I want to get across. Also, another cliche is that the mother's dead and the daughter lives with the dad. You see that a lot in movies. Another one is the Tom and Jerry movie, which that movie pissed me off. But I'm not going to get into that. But Hollywood. Let me explain something to you. When you got a good thing going, you tend to milk it too much. You know, it's like natural resources. You know, we can't just go through and cut down all the trees and then wonder where the hell the trees are. You know, you cut down a little bit of them and then you plant some. And then you cut down a little bit more and you plant some. You know, you gotta be more conservative about it. But anyway, that goes to say, in the whole, the mother died and the daughter's living with the dad cliche. You know, we are so tired of seeing that. I am tired of seeing it. Quit doing that. I'm tired of seeing it. I had to smack my hammer out of frustration, and I had to make this son of a bitch. That's hard to do. You realize how hard that was? Ugh. Anyways, it's right here that the smell is addressed. The best friend of the girl says that R doesn't actually smell like a dead zombie, and so she gets over it. And I have a question for girls or Hollywood, or girls in Hollywood more like. Why is it that whenever there's two girls and a guy mutually hanging out, why is it that you feel the need to do a makeup montage? I'm talking about Hollywood right now, the montage, but why is it that girls feel the need to put makeup on the guy? What sort of guy wears makeup? You know, what sort of guy dresses up in, you know, makeup in order to make himself look different? You know, guys don't need that. You know, guys don't wear makeup. Moving on. But, anyway, they do this makeover montage, and basically all they do is just wipe the makeup off. Who's this actor? Anyway, they basically wiped the makeup off the actor, and he looks completely fine. But anyhow, there's a couple things I wrote down here I'm not going to complain about too much. Here's one thing. The zombie boyfriend, I guess, goes to meet Julie's dad. Now, Julie's dad is the head honcho. He is the guy in charge. And the girl does bring a zombie into the facility. But all these people are dirty and gross. This kid is dirty and gross. He looks human because they put makeup on him. But he does look relatively human. You know, I would think he would pass for human if I didn't know any better. But anyway, this as soon as the father meets this kid, this zombie R, as soon as the father meets R, he goes, "You're a zombie." And I can't help but think, you know, just because a guy stammers or stutters in front of the most important person in the whole colony does not necessarily constitute that he's a zombie. Maybe he's just nervous. Maybe he's dating your daughter and he doesn't want to tell you because he's nervous. Just because he stutters doesn't make him a zombie. Jeez. Anyway, so the zombie is talking to the father, and the father is like, "Well, you're a zombie, and so I have to kill you. And zombies don't change, and this, that, and the other thing." And the daughter's trying to explain to the dad that, you know, zombies are changing. And the dad's like, "Zombies don't change and do this, that, and the other thing." And I couldn't help but think, you know, hearing the zombie talk to you like a regular, somewhat of a regular person, that should reiterate in you that they are in fact changing. When was the last time you had a casual conversation with a zombie? You know, that should mean that should convince you otherwise that they're changing. Even if you still have a grudge against them, he is a zombie and he's not crazy trying to eat your flesh. You know, otherwise he would have eaten your daughter. But, you know, but, no pun intended. Actually, much pun intended. I needed that joke. Anyways, so R and Julie again escape through a different escape route out of the city, and again through another Swiss cheese hole in this totally secure fortress. And the dad is, of course, sends out all these troops to chase after his daughter and this zombie. And you hear over the radio, one of the guys is like, "I got eyes on him. Your daughter is in fact with the zombie." And no, you weren't. You don't have eyes on them. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had to ask where they are. You know, they go searching through this area trying to look for the zombie, and the daughter. You obviously don't have eyes on them. Anyways, and within the next 20 minutes, this is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cliches in a matter of 20 minutes. Look at that. 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cliches in 20 minutes. I actually counted this and timed it. So the zombies are attacking this soldier, and the zombie goes over and tries to attack this guy, and this guy pulls the gun on him, and the gun doesn't work. Okay, gun doesn't work cliche. And then the guy gets knocked over, and the gun is out of reach. Gun is out of reach cliche. And this girl and Julie and R are running away from all these people, and they reach this huge open area, and all these bonies, these bad guys, cut them off. Bad guys cutting you off exactly where you need to be cliche. So anyway, Julie and R. Now remember, this is a great big stadium that they're running through. This end sequence is on a stadium, and they run into this door, and they open the door, and they're about ready to run through this door. Well, this door just drops like 50 feet. There's no hallway. Who puts a door directly 50 feet over to the outside of nothingness? You know, the door doesn't go anywhere. It's literally a door stuck on the side of a building. You know, if you walk through that door, you would fall to your death. Anyway, so he just pulled a Wile E. Coyote gag where, you remember the old Wile E. Coyote cartoons, where Wile E. Coyote runs through the door and he realizes he's about to fall down, and he holds up the sign that says "ouch" or something like that, and he falls. Yeah, that's what would have happened. So anyway, these two are sitting there and they're hugging it out, and R wraps the girl in his arms, and he falls backwards out of this window, or out of this door, more like, into this pond. Okay, this pond is not very deep. In the movie, R smacks his head on the bottom of this pool, this pool fountain thing, which, even if he was close to being alive, he is dead now. So that's the, let's see, that's 3 cliches. The 4th cliche is the 2 lovers fall to their death cliche, even if they didn't die. I'm still calling it out. When they realize that they're not impossibly dead from the 50-foot fall to the very shallow water, Julie kisses R. You know, they kind of have this small makeout scene in the water. Oh, that's 5, 6. That's 7 cliches. I forgot about this. The two lovers fall to their death. Um, that's and the dying together because of friendship cliche. Kissing in the water cliche, and death fake out cliche. We're tired of seeing death fake outs. Either blow someone's freaking head off of their shoulders, Hollywood, or just kill them. Or, kill them, or make it totally plausible that they survived. Quit doing this whole fake out scene. We're tired of seeing fake out scenes. Ugh! That's not how television works. I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says that. That's not how television works. Anyway, this whole love heals all wounds thing. And then the father realizes that this kid is in fact not a zombie after he shoots him in the chest. I'm not even joking. This guy pulls out a gun and he goes, pow! And shoots him right there in the chest. And once the kid starts to bleed, then he realizes that he's no longer a zombie. In the car on the ride home, the father and the daughter make up after having a fight or whatever, and R is in the back seat of this car, completely and totally bleeding to death. He is shot just below the heart. That's pretty vital. Shouldn't you put some sort of bandage on that? But no, he's just sitting there in the back seat, just like a dog, like they didn't even pay much attention to him. It's like, holy shit, man. I wrote it down. I'm gonna tell you what I wrote down. Don't bother patching up the wound in the chest. I mean, he just came back to life, but it's which is in and of itself a miracle. But let the man who saved your only daughter bleed to death. Hollywood. Anyways, like I said, I'm just... they bugs me. Anyway, there's a thing on the end of the movie where it says the zombies and the humans joined forces and killed all these bonies. Those are the skeleton guys. Like I said, if you watch the movie, you know what they are. And it says at the end of it, the bonies that we didn't kill simply wasted away. Okay, no they didn't, because they're dead and they can't just waste away. And there's still humans walking around. They clearly tore down all these walls, and there's got to be at least 1 or 2 of these bonies running around killing people. There's just gotta be. They don't waste away. They're not like flowers. Once you pull them out of the pod, they die. They're zombies. That's what they do. They hunt for humans and they kill humans in order to survive. Come on, you guys. Use your brain. That's just totally just ex machina the shit out of that. But one of the things that called me to this movie, I thought was really interesting. That's why I like this movie. I don't like zombie movies in general, but I really like this movie. Is that the thought of love bringing a zombie back to life is a really interesting thought. It's really cool the way it was done. But nevertheless, sometimes I just have to put my feelings aside in order for me to do a proper critique of this movie. And I'll read you what I wrote down. I hate to call it out, but I can't. But you can't just say the cure for all zombies that love is. I hate to call it out, but you can't just say the cure for all zombies and therefore all illness is love. I love people with a lot of illnesses that are still sick. People die because things happen to their bodies. Um, Death occurs when the body experiences something that it can't naturally or chemically overcome by itself. That's where medicine comes in. When medicine comes in and it can't, even when medicine can't fix it, that's when death occurs. That is the true meaning of death. Death is just as important as life. You know, from the moment you're born, when you're born, that's an extremely important day. But also, when you die, that's also an extremely important day. And people don't seem to realize that when you die, that is also an important day. People look at it as if it's some terrible thing. But is it? Is it really? You know, I wish I could say that everyone could stay alive forever, but they can't. If it weren't for death, the world would not survive. The world has to live off of death, unfortunately, in order to continue. Like I said, love, although it is a very powerful thing, does not conquer all things. Love doesn't conquer all things. I hate to say it, but it really doesn't. People live and people die, and love cannot conquer death. You know, I believe that, I personally believe in heaven. And I believe that if you truly love someone and you die, you get to see them in heaven. Now, I'm not going to push anything on anybody, but that sticks with you for a long time. But love cannot conquer all sickness. Love cannot conquer all death. We have to die. It's a natural process in which we have to go through it. We must all accept the harsh reality that is death. Death is, after all, part of life, and life is, in fact, a beautiful thing. But it's only beautiful if we accept it. We have to accept everything that goes on in life. We have to accept life. We have to accept death. We even have to accept defeat sometimes. As much as I would hate to say it, as much as I hate to say it, we do have to accept defeat. And death is the ultimate defeat. Death is the price that all men pay. Everyone on this earth died at one point in time. Everyone dies. It's a part of life. And like I said, I really like this movie, but I hate to call it out on that. Because I would like to think that the cure for zombieism is love, and that we should all love and learn to be family. But that's just not the way it is. We all have to accept death as it is. And, you know, why should we treat death with this sense of, you know, negativity? Death is a beautiful thing. You know, when someone dies, they no longer have to deal with mortgages or sickness or illness, or, you know, they don't have to worry about, you know, what's going to happen tomorrow. Death is the ultimate relief. You know, you could win the lottery tomorrow and marry the one that you truly love and have a wife and kids and everything else, and you will still not feel relief until you die. You know, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here a little bit, and I hate to do that, but death is the ultimate release. You know, whatever it is that you believe, if you're an atheist, if you believe you live and you die and that's it, or whatever it is, wherever you believe that you're going after death, it has to be something better than this. It's the ultimate, like I said, it's just the ultimate relief. There's just nothing else that's better than it. And, you know, in the movie, the zombies come back to life, and they get to live their life again. But that just can't be. You know, you might think, oh well, Brian, it's a zombie movie. You gotta, let us have a little bit of fun. Yeah, have a little bit of fun. It's fun to make believe. I love movies all the time that are impossible. I even liked this movie. I don't like zombie movies. This is the only zombie movie that I like, and I didn't even know I liked it until I picked it up. But we need to accept death as a fact of life. Don't treat it as a bad thing. Death is not a bad thing. It's bad for us because we miss the people that died. It's bad for us because we miss the people that died, but it's not bad for them. If someone wins the lottery tomorrow, would you be upset because they have more money than you now? No, you'd be happy for them. Because they have money now. They can do whatever it is they want. They can go on vacation, or they can pay off their house, or they can get the car, or they can pay for medical bills that they wouldn't have been able to. And like I said, treat death as a good thing. Try not to think of it as a bad thing. It's only bad for us. It's not bad for the people that died. People that died don't give a shit. They're dead. Every belief, and everyone believes that when you die, you go to a better place. Well, most people believe that. But a lot of times we treat death as this horrible negative thing, and we see the Grim Reaper as this skeleton bringing only pain and misery. I beg to differ. If I ever met the actual Grim Reaper, I think he would be a very pleasant guy. A very pleasant person who brings life and he does take life, but not necessarily bring life. But I would like him to be someone like a travel agent, or the people that you meet when you get to where you're going on vacation. Those guys are always so pleasant. They're like, I am so glad you're here. Welcome to Jamaica, or welcome to wherever it is. And if there's the spa over here, or there's the bar over there, or there's the pool over there. Just ask me if there's anything that you need. I would imagine death to be like that. I refuse to believe that death, the angel of darkness, is this awful, negative, dark entity. I would think, and I would like to believe, that he's someone that I would want to follow, someone that would, in fact, take me to a better place. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thought. But, like I said, take it or leave it. Whatever it is that you believe, let me know in the comments below. Be sure and hit that subscribe button. I post videos almost on a daily basis. So let me know what you think. My name is Bryant Parr. This is Cinematic Judgment. And court is adjourned.